We became friends, moved to Toronto, we agreed to start Bubbies Boys.
Wow.
Within 3 days, Facebook status came up that was like, 6 years ago, here's your status. And it was like, just need to shout out, just saw Ariel Kagan get a standing ovation. Like,
damn.
you know?
And also, that was a tough room.
I'm Brando Jokes.
I'm Ariel Kagan Comedy.
That's Max Sheldrick.
There you go, you learned.
Wow, look at that.
And this is the Bubbies Boys podcast.
Episode 46.
Did that intro feel better?
Yeah, it felt good.
That's fucking Max Sheldrick.
Oh! All right.
Max fucking... It'd be cool if we had a budget where we could
got
be
a
like,
DJ?
that's Max Sheldrick. DJ drops confetti, starts kicking over cameras.
All right, guys.
Did you know Max can beatbox?
Bubbies Boys. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Have one of... But let's rap real quick.
What?
Drop a beatbox.
No.
Just quickly.
Do
Do
it.
40 seconds.
No.
We pay your
30 seconds.
bills.
I don't like
We
this.
pay your
Like that.
bills.
No, that's the anti-hip hop.
I really don't. I don't like beatboxing.
How about if we didn't look? How about if we look at
Yeah,
the
we'll
bub?
look at the Bubby.
No, can't do it.
I can't do it.
I really, truly
He just
can't.
wants to rap.
I just wanted to rap.
Dude, I'll put a beat on if you want.
No, that's not.
No, he wanted you to beatbox.
That's not what. Just welcome to beatboxing with no one.
Fine.
It's a skill that I'm not comfortable bragging about.
Goes back to last episode.
Is it like your Jamaican accent?
White trash.
No.
Wait, you saying all people that are white trash can beatbox?
Yes.
Is that true? Leave a message in the comments.
Anyone who looks like this guy who's white trash can beatbox.
the fuck does that mean?
Or
Aaron?
rap.
You're a tall white guy.
You think tall white guys can just beatbox?
Farm
Most
life.
of them tried.
Black wife.
I was a stoner at a call center. We would freestyle and then beatbox on the
Stacking
on
bread
break.
by
So
the
you could
slice.
freestyle too?
No. I was the
for sure
beatbox.
can. For
I was
sure.
the guy who could beatbox.
That's
So,
funny.
but you won't do
But
it
you won't
now.
do it now. You
I-
spent all that time
I
learning the
was
skill.
19.
It's impressive.
I'm 30 years
So
old
you've been
now.
rapping-
It's
So you've
impressive.
been beatboxing for
Why are you
11
embarrassed
years.
by it?
You've been doing it
Because
for 11
it's
years.
so lame.
Why?
Beatboxing is so lame. And also, it just never sounds good in the
I
microphones.
disagree. I don't think it's.
I think
lame.
it's kind
I think it's
of
cool.
interesting.
Do you ever beatbox on?
Can you
puss?
do it?
I can fake things.
I can't do it.
I don't want to do
Not
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Not good.
Can you do better than
Yeah,
that?
of course
Yeah,
you can.
I could.
He
Of course
just
I
did
could.
it.
Yeah, but I don't have shame.
Yeah.
Bro.
This fucking guy.
This is so much. Okay, all right, fine. Fucking.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'll distract because I'm
Here we
going to
go.
rap
Yeah,
with
he's gonna
it.
rap. You can leave
And you're going
the.
to scream.
You want me to medal screen?
I
He's gotta
Quick,
go.
quick, quick, 40 seconds.
I'm gonna apprehensively do this.
We have
Yeah,
40
do it,
seconds.
do it.
We have 40 seconds on it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like the Bubbies Boys making noise. Ariel doing it, and we love our goys. Not just shoes every fucking Thursday, not the worst day. And now I sound like Biggie. Smalls like I'm getting jiggy with it. Oh my God. And I kick it, smoke a ciggy every day, like your favorite kid on the power play. 50 Shades of Grey. Bubbies Boys. Tell two friends to tell two friends.
That's pretty awesome,
You
actually.
should do that more often.
That was pretty fun.
I might as well do it. Wyrdo Carnival. Come to the Wyrdo Carnival.
Tell them about it. Tell the people watching
So
about your show.
Interview me about it.
Just tell them how, like, you used to run a show
Yes.
back in Brantford.
And Hamilton.
Was this,
and Niagara Falls.
Was this before car accident or post car accident?
All of it.
All of the above.
Yes.
And what was the show?
The show. Okay, the show was. It
I like how
is-
you-
You're so amped up after that.
I like how you wanted this to become like a talk show radio.
Well, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good. Okay, before I,
I
do
think
that,
we should have a freestyle every time we open up the podcast because
pretty fun, yeah.
Clearly, you're so much more amped up.
and in a better mood. It's
Yeah.
good.
So we're doing it for my mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounded
I
good.
guess
We
we'll-
beatbox for his
Did you
mental
guys
health.
enjoy yourself?
Beatbox for mental health.
It took you so long to beatbox. You were being this insecure white trash man about it. Like,
I'm still coming down.
You were like giggling a little. Like I can
Do you
beatbox.
feel a lot of? Are you ashamed right now?
No, right now,
Okay.
no. I'm
Did
fine.
we just with you screaming metal? It's not cultural appropriation because you bring it back to our culture by screaming.
I mean, I did one scream.
Didn't it sound good?
I don't know.
Am I the only one amped up after that?
You are.
You're
amped
more
up.
amped up than the two of us. Yes.
That's
Because
good.
we're talking about. Okay,
You
so
also fucking love it.
every Sunday fun day at the Backroom Comedy Club, 814 Bloor Street West. What happens at 8 o'clock?
I do an all riff show where you guys at home come to the show. You put topics in a bucket.
Who are you putting?
Them, the
Okay.
peeps.
He's like, all you guys, and he just pointed down. Oh, because
Yeah.
they're peasants. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. No, you put topics in
Plebes.
a bucket, and then we pull them out and improvise. It's fun.
And then at 10 o'clock, I run a show that I've been running for, I guess, a decade. It's called the Wyrdo Carnival. The Wyrdo Carnival is a mixture of variety and stand-up. So you do come to a comedy club, you do see stand-up, but also you'll see music.
The show that brought Brandon and I together.
Yeah. Did you ever hear this story?
No.
I think I've told it on the pod before, but pre-Max.
Okay, this is a true story, if you believe it or not.
I've only gotten one standing O in my entire life.
And it was at my show in Brantford,
It was at at Bransterdam. You ever do that show?
Yeah, I did do Bransterdam. You ran Bransterdam?
I ran Bransterdam. Well, once in a I ran it like every.
You gave it to Wally, didn't you?
No, Dan Peters gave it to Wally, and then I got it. I had a different runoff than Dan. Like it was just
Did you get it from Dan or?
No, I had my own. I had the Wyrdo Carnival, so it was in Brantford. It was in Niagara. You ever do Vapor Trail? In Niagara
Falls? I did that show.
Yeah, I had two. I had Wyrdo, and then in Hamilton.
I didn't do your Vapor Trail show. I did Levi's Vapor Trail show.
There was Dab and Play.
Okay.
I had Thursday night in Brantford, Friday night in Niagara, Saturday night in Hamilton, or reverse it.
That's pretty dope.
And I would book all the same comics, so you would get to do like I didn't have the.
I didn't get that.
No.
This was at the end. This was So,
I just did Brantford.
But that's when I only had Brantford.
Well, now I'm upset.
You murdered.
yeah.
So this is a true story. Okay. Ariel is asked by the headliner if Ariel can perform. The headliner and Ariel at this point are like great friends. I'm not trying to do this to you. I'm just saying the facts. Okay. They're like best friends. He's like
former friends.
My friend's also Jewish. I don't even know how he set it up, but he was like, "Hey, could my friend open for me?" So I said, "Sure." Ariel goes on right before the headliner.
And we came down with, I don't remember who, but 2 comics who just started.
And it was sold out. It was full fucking
one of the
show.
only times I'd ever seen that place full. And there was
standing room only.
And there was a group of 3 in the front. A girl, a guy, and another girl, right?
I'm telling the story so you don't sound like you're lying. Because you will sound like you're lying if you tell the story.
And then they started heckling from the first
Ariel's
act.
Ariel.
From the first act, they started heckling.
They started call and response. But remember with Ariel is arguably the crowd work king. Right? Like top 5 crowd work.
When I'm on.
Let's say facts are facts. Forget this fucking I'm insecure bullshit.
It's not insecurity.
You're good at
it's
crowd
humility.
Work. You're good at crowd work.
Yes.
So when you're on, it's something special.
Unless you're the guy on my YouTube who's gone through so many videos. He's like, crowd work isn't for you.
How many videos has he watched?
5.
Apparently they're okay.
Yeah.
Apparently it's okay. How many hours does he spend watching it?
Well, they're like minute clips.
I'm sorry, I just came and your crowd work's not for me. Once I've blown my load, this guy's not as entertaining as I thought he was.
So
Ariel is doing the Ariel, and this one woman thinks it's okay to talk with him.
No, but she was heckling before that.
But in her
That's
world,
why I got so mean.
That's the thing. In her world, it was just like, you ever done a show with a white woman?
She just wouldn't let comedians do their fucking sets, bro.
Max, you can back this up. You ever do a show with a drunk white woman in small town Ontario?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Not good.
Why is it not? Because she thinks the show's about her.
Yeah.
And she starts talking to you.
Yeah.
So she did that for everyone, and then Ariel went up and wasn't having any of it.
Yeah.
And Ariel finally said...
Because she was mean, too. She wasn't playing along.
She was funny.
Mean.
She thought she was funny.
Yeah.
So she gets all rowdy. Ariel puts her in her place.
Wine drunk? Like that kind of like...
More like wine and high, right? Because it's Brantsterdam, so it's like
Brantford, right? So she probably just got off her shift at the carnival.
Were they drinking in there also? Or no?
I don't think so.
It was just weed.
No,
honestly, I couldn't tell you.
I don't remember.
So a bar crawl that ended at a weed lounge.
They were sitting front row.
Energy.
She started chirping Ariel. Ariel started chirping her. Her friend tried to stand up for her.
So it comes out in my set that she's a single mom. All right, that's important for the end of the story.
Okay,
right. She then
her friend tries to shut her up.
Her friend tries to shut her up.
Then her boyfriend tries to shut her up, and her friend she ignores him. So Ariel just executes her, and she's like, "Hey, your friend."
The way you guys are sitting is strange because it goes you, your guy, and your best friend. I was like, this is a weird way to be sitting. And the way he's like talking to your best friend is like he's more into her than you. Yeah, and then I was like I think they might be fucking. And then
she opened her mouth and said something, and then Ariel goes, "That's why you're."
No, the guy stood up.
No, she ran off. The best friend ran off.
The best friend ran off. Then
why'd she run off?
Because I was like, I think they're fucking. And she runs off. So I'm like, oh shit, I think they're actually fucking. Then the guy ran after her
to console the best
friend.
So
I was like, oh, they're definitely fucking.
And then she opened her mouth trying to say something, and Ariel ends.
She said, I remember, I'll never forget it. She says, and I quote, "Fine, you've proved it. I guess I can dish it, and I can't take it." And I went, yeah, that's why you're a single mother.
And then she got up and ran off, and then the entire room went nuts. And then when he left, because that girl was ruining the show, but because she was ruining the show so bad, when Ariel was done his set, everyone in the place stood up and gave him a standing ovation. Yeah.
God damn.
I masturbate to that moment.
What was it, 40,
you understand?
You jerk off to that?
That's all I jack off to.
Standing room only.
Dude, I didn't even use titties.
Yeah, you're the guy leaving the comments on your own crowd.
Yeah, it's me. This guy sucks.
This guy sucks. No, but Ariel got a standing O at Brantford. And
then we were friends.
Damn.
We were instantly friends. And then when we became friends, moved to Toronto, we agreed to start Bubbies Boys.
Wow.
Within 3 days, Facebook status came up that was like, 6 years ago, here's your status. And it was like, just need to shout out, just saw Ariel Kagan get a standing ovation. Like,
damn.
You know?
And also, that was a tough room.
That was
like a tough... That one in particular is very tough. Like, I remember that... Like, I remember me going... I went there for the first time with Patrick Fishman, Olivia... or no, not the first time. But one of the few times I've gone there.
Peters or Wally?
Wally. So it was me, Patrick Fishman, Olivia Stadler.
It had good nights when Wally was running it, for sure.
Yeah, but Kyle Lucy was there. But they
just got a standing O.
It was weird, the fucking lack of respect that they had for us, where it was... did you ever do the joint rolling competition during the show?
I didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did, like, I had... The reason we started the Wyrdo Carnival was super special because I don't know if it was small town, but I had burlesque dancing.
Brando would also play the trumpet.
Yeah. So
that was at the phase of playing the trumpet.
Well,
that wasn't because it was
awesome.
Variety. Did you ever see that? Me play the trumpet?
No.
I had this bit where I'd be like, yeah, car accident makes me angry. My doctor recommends I play the trumpet. And when I started getting mad, like, you know how I yell and get angry now?
Yeah.
I used to play the trumpet instead, but I'd play it bad and be like, well, I never said I was good at it. And then I would just like fuck around. And then it was good because if a joke bombed, I would just pick up the trumpet. And it was like a delusion because I couldn't do wrong.
I'm glad that you're much better than that now.
No, but it was like one of those things where, of course, comics hated it because it was like if I bombed, I murdered, and if I fucking killed, like it was cheat code. Baby.
So you go with this crew?
Yeah, Kyle Lucy was headlining, and the lack of respect. Like I said, they had the joint rolling competition during it because it's like it's a stoner show. It's like try to keep their attention on the show.
Was Wally hosting that, or did he send in a guest host?
Wally was hosting that, but then they also had the microphone was shoved into a dildo.
That was the Dan Peters era.
So we had to like talk. We had to hold a dildo while talking into it, and it's like, man,
wasn't it sponsored by a sex toy thing?
I don't fucking know, but I was like, yo, can we take the microphone out of the dildo? And the
owners would have been like, no.
The owners were like shitty about it. They were like, no, fuck no, dude. That's part of it. Just go up there, do your fucking thing. And it's like, dude, like I kind of want to have a little bit of respect for my fucking self. Like, Jesus Christ, man. But then
you never talk into your own penis?
Dude, it was ridiculous. And then this guy came in.
Got on stage.
This guy came in and he was causing like issues. And then while was on stage, he starts pulling his dick out and starts jacking off and walking towards and like runs off stage. Obviously,
rightfully so.
They get him the fuck out of there. And then I thought the show was gonna fucking end because that's
guys,
fucked.
Max Sheldrick.
Dude, no. I had already
Put your dicks away.
I had already gone on. Then Kyle Lucy goes on and he tries to comment on it, and also
that's his audience.
Yes,
so
he tries to make fun of that. But then the owners of the show, like of the venue, were like, "No, bro, don't talk about it. Too soon.
Too soon."
It's like it just happened. That's all anyone can think about.
It's fucked.
Too soon.
And they were like, "No, can't talk about it, man. Don't talk about it. We'll shut the show down." And then it was just awkward and tense. And I'm like, man, I'm never coming back to this fucking venue.
No one's jerked off at my shows. Not to my knowledge.
Yeah,
no one to my
That's the only time I've ever seen that.
That no one's ever
jerked
off at a
that was like
I've never seen that.
I thought them playing pool was bad. Now I'm hearing that people whip their dicks out. That would never happen to us though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Girls would just okay. Stop me talking.
Do you remember the night at Niagara when I lost my mind at that audience member?
Like 7 years
in the
ago.
parking lot.
Real talk. I honestly can't get over this.
Yeah.
What he just told, like, how did that venue? No, but how did they like? Yes, I was affiliated with a venue that let a guy. Did they let him finish? Like what happened?
No, they kicked it. They obviously kicked him out immediately. Like he
finish outside.
They're like, get the fuck out of here.
That's
like,
masturbating Bruce. Don't mind him.
He was just this fucking vagrant who was just coming in and out and just terrorizing.
They would sell weed to people before it was legal. So that place was wild. To like, by the end, the reason I stopped doing the show was people were just coming. Like it wasn't a show anymore. It was people just filtering in and out, and it was like
to buy weed.
Yeah, it was just like back in the day. It was a show. Like people would just come support. Yeah. Sure, you could buy weed, but that wasn't.
It was really rough at times.
Yeah.
Like after you, I'm assuming after you.
What's the roughest road gig you've done?
did a
like bombing or just
just like the situation is like, what is this? Why am I here?
There was a show that we did in Detroit that was.
Mine's also in Detroit.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. It's a venue that was probably about the size of this living room. And
shout out Keys Comedy Club.
Okay, and
Intimate,
full bar and everything, and they had a DJ that had 2 of those size speakers, like the event speakers that we have at the club.
That's way too loud.
Way too loud, full blast, way too much. DJ playing music, blasting the whole time. Entirely black audience, which is not an issue, but it's like,
I'm sorry, we don't see color on this side of the table.
Okay, all right, fine.
He's just colorblind.
So you're at the Black Room Comedy Club.
Yeah. So we have the host name is Puddin.
Puddin?
Yeah. She's
what?
She's
Puddin.
Yeah. She's a larger lady.
Also
she's
black. Not that it matters.
Yeah. Look, the Detroit.
Put in or pudding?
There's a lot of Detroit
like
black Detroit.
or ING.
There's a lot of black Detroit comics that have stage names. It's a very common thing. I know a guy named JD the Smile Hustler.
I can't do this.
It's pretty hilarious.
What would yours be?
Nothing.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT what our stage names would be.
In Detroit.
You want me to do that, or do you want me to finish the story?
Finish the story.
No, but this, I want you to finish
you can't do both simultaneously?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not good at multitasking like that, but I can, 1 second.
Tell us.
So Puddin.
So Puddin's up there.
She's up.
Puddin's put it in work.
She's not the... Okay, all right, I like that.
I don't, but it's fun.
So it was just a hostile environment.
No.
What? Did they turn the speakers down for the comics?
The producer? No.
No.
It was very, very weird.
So you're just yelling at these people.
We had to... The producer of the show only paid based on how much he liked your act.
I wish.
So
I wish. So not only as a producer, but as a comic, where like the producer's just like, oh, you were only worth. You owe me money for that stage time.
For this venue, you also had to buzz in. Like you had to press a buzzer. They look through a camera, make sure you're not looking like you're going to start any trouble.
Okay, for the record, sorry I keep cutting you off. When you started this story, in my head I was like, oh, I grew up in Hamilton. Like I started my comedy career in Hamilton. I did these small town gigs you guys won't get. Like in my head, I was like, you guys won't get. Go to like small butt fuck, but like I've never buzzed. I've buzzed in, sure, but never to put in and friends.
Yeah.
To like,
Puddin and friends.
So never to a pudding party.
I went on. Me and my friend Paul. We go on. Paul does well.
Is Paul black?
I kill.
No.
I
Thompson.
I crush.
Mortimer.
No, Montaigne.
I knew it was something minimal.
I crushed. He got $20. I got $50.
Oh, that's an awkward car ride home.
That was a very awkward.
That's such a weird car ride home.
Everyone expected me to pay for all the toll, all the gas now, and I'm like,
why would he expect that?
Because he got more money.
I got more money,
but
and it's like
you did the same amount of work. No,
it's also.
Are you still friends with this guy?
Yeah. Well, after that,
you're the pettiest person I know. Are you still friends with this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying. Not trying to.
This was an argument and a half.
Yeah, for sure.
That I'm
hostile right now.
A long time ago, but we also went with our buddy. We went with our buddy Scott. Scott Gone, and this.
He bombed.
How much did Scott get?
Scott didn't get paid. Scott
did he bomb?
Yeah, okay,
Can we steal this for a sketch?
Yeah, he bombed hard, but this is what he did.
This is very funny.
This is a sketch.
So this is what he. I don't think so. I don't think we can. We don't have the budget.
So funny.
No. It's just like you take the core out that as producers we decide how much you make. That's pretty funny.
That's so funny that we like. That's so.
Go
rude.
finish.
Scott does this whole bit that he's very abstract. Scott's a very abstract guy.
Black audiences love abstract.
Yeah. What I know about black shows is they.
Puddin was taking notes.
They weren't liking it.
You pull out a notebook and say
he at some point does this bit that he'd been doing about chickens. All right,
I hate it already.
Black audiences love chicken.
No,
it was the fact that the whole premise of the bit was the fact that chickens outnumber us and they can take over. And so
not funny, but not the audience.
Yeah. Also,
not great.
Not good. Because he got into his head where he started. He said he's like I eat chicken. just like you guys. And,
you weren't paying attention, but I made a similar joke on
but
that's pretty fun.
Because in his head, he was just like, chicken? Oh, they're going to love this joke.
Then he started spiraling in his head, and he started
if he just owned it would have been fun.
Chicken, over and over again. And
chicken, Bo Bacon.
And so what happened was the producer came up.
Chicken meltdown.
The producer came up to us, and he was like, "Hey, did you guys drive?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna let you guys out the back. You gotta pull around to the front, and you're gonna get your fucking friend out of here right after he gets off stage, okay?" And so, because people were not stoked.
Yeah, it kind of took a turn there.
Yeah. So he leads us out the back. We get into the car, and we speed out of there.
It's not that bad, though.
Did he end up saying the N-word? What did we miss right here?
Nothing. It's not that bad, but it's like also just, I don't know. It was tense.
I guess we're not black, so
they're
we
bombing.
have no say.
I think it's funny because, like, as us...
Did he dig a hole for himself?
But it's the chicken thing.
Yeah, he dug a hole.
No, I meant, like, make it worse. What did he say after that?
We got
what did he do after the chicken bit?
Pick him up.
What did he do after the chicken bit?
I don't know. They let us out the back.
To get him to the front.
So we had to pick him up.
Oh, what do you think he said?
Oh, it must be so much worse.
I don't know.
Does he still do comedy, Scott?
Yeah. He's actually coming down tomorrow.
Oh.
Is he going to ask for spots? It's not looking good.
This was 7 years ago.
Still not looking
good.
Do
the chicken joke.
He didn't fill out the form. So.
No, he didn't fill out the
that's
form.
funny. Yeah, comics, remember to fill out the form or we won't. That's a terrible story.
More come for the drop-in.
That's a terrible story?
No, it's a good story. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
I just feel like I got a chapter out of
You
your
tell
book.
bad stories, bro.
No. If you wrote a book called like Road Warrior, that would be a chapter in it. That was terrible. Like I feel I'm a guy that feels for people. How bad did the chicken go? Were you like chicken?
Pretty bad.
Chicken? You guys like fried?
Pretty bad.
Like like what?
We're at 20.
Hit us with the law of power.
Wait, before you hit us with the law of power, because you brought it up at the beginning, I want to get this out fast. The downfall of yucks, okay? Or whatever it was, because you just said it, and I don't.
You said, and I quote.
Quote it. And I'm sorry if we don't get a rule of power out right now, but
that's fine.
The quote is,
I want to. I like that shit.
Yucks broke the system.
Okay, so shout
out now. I think Breslin is brilliant.
Okay, you don't have to see
the
rest.
Sounds like a guy trying to get booked at Yucks.
No, I don't care about that. What happened is that I did.
I like you, Mark.
I was fortunate to do the.
He will see this now. You don't think he has a fucking Google alert for when his name is mentioned?
Okay, for the record though, I did.
Are you gonna tag him?
No,
he's gonna stop listening at this point. He's gonna be like, they're just. So what happened was I did Yucks on Thursday. Now maybe never again because of this, but I did it. And what was cool was you're not allowed in the back anymore. Long story short, we don't have enough time to get into it. You're not allowed to go in that back entrance that separates the two clubs. Some shit happened, so I have to go outside to smoke.
Oh,
okay, so I'm smoking a cigarette.
British, eh?
It's not podcast. If he's gonna watch, it's not worth like whatever.
Is it
Support
good?
both clubs. What?
Is the dish good?
Okay, who cares? So I'm smoking a cig, and I'm doing my thing, my Sobel duo, and then it's so crazy. I don't know if this is true or not, but you see people walk by Richmond, and literally someone will be like, "Oh, yucks, want to go?" And they'll just walk in. Where it's like in our club, we're like, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, nobody knows us yet.
Like watching it was cool to see people be
fucking
like,
will.
Now I don't know if they're all tourists from smaller towns, but it was so cool to watch people look up, see yucks, and just flock to it. It was like. As a comic, as a producer, it was the coolest thing.
Wait. Were they coming for yucks and then saw the sign and was like, oh, there it is? Or was it like, oh, there happens to be a yucks here? There
was a couple that I could swear to God. Now, I don't know because I wasn't fully paying attention, but I could have swear to God there was a couple that did the latter where I was like, this is incredible. People are literally seeing the sign.
It's called brand recognition.
And then you watch, and it's like we get there at like 7:30, and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna start a little late." And by like 7:30, there's like 30, 50 people, and then by showtime, there's like 90, 120 people in this room.
Because people come late.
And no, but it's not even that. It's just like it's so cool. It's a Thursday night. It's like 7. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and it's just crazy. It's like sunlight still, and you just think about it. How it's like Breslin is a dude. Like we're at a point where we brand. And what we're branding is like, we're not the NBA, we're the G League.
We're the G League, baby.
You're going to see NBA players, you're going to see the future, but we're getting people ready for the big stage.
Yeah.
Where this guy, like, he branded the name.
You look at me like I disagree. I agree with him.
He branded the name Yucks. And it's like, he could have gone about it differently. He could have branded Jim Carrey. He could have branded Norm Macdonald. He could have branded Russell Peter. He didn't brand any of these people. He branded the company. And it's just so cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the guy himself. He was at a point where I am right now in stand-up, where it's like, oh, I could quit and just run the club. Like, I love doing stand-up. Maybe he's not where I'm at now, and no disrespect, Mark. I've only seen stuff online. I've never saw, like, the greatness. But I think that potentially, remember when you called me dull and boring?
Yes.
That's where we had the choice, where I could have just been club owner.
You're never going to let me forget this, huh?
I'm trying. I'm full circling it.
I know. You're never going to let me forget this.
Have I been dull and boring since?
Never.
Do you think Mark's ever had a friend that said, hey, you're dull and boring?
Probably not.
So I'm just saying that we had a point in our career where I could have stopped doing stand-up and just focused on the club and the promoting and the producing. And it could have just been Bubbies Boys or Back Room.
I sound like such an asshole. You're dull and boring. No context to how I said it.
I was dull and boring.
It
was like I was dull and boring. It's like the two of us, you're the only guy that would get this, but you're married to a person. Me and Ariel have like a partnership. It's like, no, but it's
you're
like
married to a person. She's dull and boring.
No, the closest thing
I
could say that what we are is like, it's a partnership. It's a full out relationship in the sense of like,
Facts.
We don't fuck, but we like have a lot of fun on stage. Like that's our fucking, like when most couples wine and dine, we get to go on stage and dance.
Yeah, but is it our fucking?
I don't know. You said today earlier. What's
better? Feeling? Yeah, what do you think is better, Max? Do you think crushing sold out show? Several applause breaks.
People?
Several applause breaks.
How many people? 80?
Let's say 100-person room. Do you think crushing and getting several applause breaks in that is better than coming?
Or I said no.
You can do both in one night.
No, that's what feels better.
But which one? If I only let you have one again.
And to give you context, for this,
well,
I'm a weird demon who's like, here, you get to come or crush.
Comedy. I'd choose comedy because it's like a fulfillment.
Hey, Tisha, I hope you saw that. And
no, but it goes back to the initial comment.
Rule of power. Never shit talk the wife, bro.
No, but why we're talking about yucks and shit like that is that like
you're saying coming.
Yes, the feeling.
I could still fuck.
Yeah, you could still.
You just won't fuck.
You could fuck for her.
The reason
you're a good husband.
The reason we're talking about it is because it says he made him dig his hole and he had to get over it. The reason this conversation brought up is I was explaining to people where it's like I now know, and I'm not trying to sound cocky, that any day of the week you came to Backroom Comedy Club, we can go toe to toe with Comedy Bar. There's no doubt in my mind they're into like some of their shows are really fucking good, but some of our shows are really fucking good, and there's no doubt that we can go toe for toe with them. But then when you go at like an Absolute or like a Yucks and take the comedians out of the equation, how good does it feel to murder? Like, we only seat 60. We will never, like, yeah, we could get all 60 at once, but how good does it feel to get like 200 people going? It's the greatest feeling of life. Like, I can't explain that to anyone. Like, as a comic, that's why those stages are so important. And like, I honestly believe if you want to see some real good comedy in this club, you go to the Corner because it's intimate and you'll see the future of Canadian comedy in the present day. But like that 200 room
and Backroom Comedy Club.
For the G League,
So wait, you think Corner's NBA, but we're G League?
Yes.
But we're getting the same acts?
It's different. We're only giving people 10 at most, maybe 15. Where the Corner you get like we.
But that's how he got there.
No, but we made a pact, you and me. Well, we made a pact where it's like less acts for the audience. Where instead of everyone getting 15s, like we could do just like Corner, have the two of us have a showrunner, only book 2, and we all get 15s. But we agreed that like shout out Tyler Hartley, and I wrote this in my notes and we'll end the episode, is that like when you can smell comedy, it's over. What I love about your comedy is you're always like, it's always so fresh and so different. And like your comedy, like I love being in this group of friends. And like even the extension
nice.
of it,
yeah,
because
that was very nice.
The extension of it is that you guys keep
we don't
guessing,
give you enough credit for saying nice things.
No, but like Polo Chicchio,
we don't say
like,
nice things.
We do say nice things, and you guys agree with me is that you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, and I keep you guessing. But with comedy, when you get a smell, it's over. When you know where the comedy's going, and it's like. That's why we only have those 7-minute sets and those 10 minutes. Is that once you get a whiff, now we're fortunate you don't get them. I can see in Max's face we're panicking. It's time to end the episode.
Oh, I'm just looking at the clocks.
So we're good?
Well, we're at 30 minutes.
We tell him when to end, bro.
I'm just saying it's time to wrap up. I'm just saying 2 things I really want to bring that up.
You're the boss,
Mark
bro.
Breslin, as the boss, and now seeing career path to like Breslin, what he did is super cool. It's super cool how the guy, forget all the other locations, forget the franchises, because that's fucking cool too, but forget them because they're not great. Some of them are, but whatever, I'm not going to shit talk right now.
You're
the
all
Toronto
over the
location, Toronto Yuck Yucks, is the coolest fucking thing. Like, the fact that I went for a cigarette and saw people randomly look up and they were like, this is our night now. That's so cool.
It is pretty cool.
Like at the Corner, when people come down the alley, you know they're coming down that alley for comedy. At Absolute, it might happen.
Okay.
But I saw it.
I'm going to say this. I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to say it because it's just how I feel. And I'm allowed to say how I feel. Having been on the other side of it, having been behind the curtain, you just know how much more it could be. You know,
100%.
And that's what I like about what we're up to, is that it's just everything I wanted Yucks to do from being on the other side, I can do now for myself.
True.
Dude, you know we don't have a room rental at Backroom? You know, if you want to rent it to a private show or whatever your thing is.
Well, don't say it like that. If you want to book out Friday or Saturday night and put on your own show, yeah, there's a room rental, but you're not going to want to pay it.
No, but you're not, like, even if you're like an American coming out of town, we're on the shows. That's not the conversation. We learn from a bunch. What we do, and the reason I love Backroom so much, is we're the only two, like, yeah, there's the lab, but we're run by comics. Is that the way we're ending?
He just ended it. No. We're run by comics. You're done.
I don't know, that we skewed. I just wanted to say that Breslin himself is a brilliant businessman.
He is.
And that Yucks is super fucking cool.
It is.
I wanted to shout out that, like, now
you know what's fucking cooler?
Now that I've been to the corner on a fucking weekday since COVID, corner's dope. I was literally laughing so hard.
Stand up in the city is dope.
Stand up
in this city is dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And I'm glad to be a part of it. I've been Brando.
Come to the shows. I've been Ariel Kagan Comedy. That's a tired
Tell
teddy.
two friends to tell two friends.
Starts with a follow.